Welcome to the Crypto Infinity channel where we try to help you find infinite ways to make money. My name is Hector and my goal is to help you reach financial freedom. Now before we get started, go hit that like and subscribe. Not a financial advisor, but now let's get started with your daily market update. So we have the market cap sitting at 1.88 trillion. We're up almost 1.5% over the last day. We have Bitcoin sitting at 40,000, Ethereum sitting at 3,000, XRP sitting at 77 cents, Solana 101, Terra 89 cents, Cardano 93 cents. We have CRO down here at 41 cents, Polygon $1.40, Stellar 20 cents, Algorand 73 cents. And we have Hedera, he just dropped down pretty much to 36 spot at 19 cents. So we are pretty much up on some coins, but some coins we are still down. But for the most part, Bitcoin is up 2% over the last 24 hours. Ethereum, 1.5%. XRP, a little bit over 1.5%. Solana, a little less than 0.5%. Terra has just been up 14% for the last 24 hours and 9% over the last 7 days. So it's looking pretty good for now. But again, don't get too confident with these prices because it could go up or down at any time. So again, Bitcoin, we have it at 40,000. Technical saying it's a good time to sell, but I do remain bullish on Bitcoin, XRP, Cardano, Terra, Algorand, HBAR, everything. So again, we pretty much just been. I really don't know what. I don't really don't know what Bitcoin's been doing. It's just been going up and down, doing its own thing. But again, we'll just wait and see what happens within the next couple of days. It looks like it's kind of wanting to pump, but then it just goes down. It's been doing that for the past couple of days. So we see it right here at we see it right here at 47,000 back in March. Then it dropped down, and we just been sitting at 40,000 pretty much ever since. 42, 41, but that's pretty much the most. But again, it's pretty much just flatline. XRP, same thing. We've seen it kind of pump up a little bit to about 80 cents, but then we came back down and we just been trading sideways. Just same thing, flatline. So we see here at about 70 cents, pumped up to 77, 78, but again, we're still at 76. So again, I would keep on accumulating, but that's just my opinion. Technical saying it's a good time to sell, but I would keep on accumulating, especially with this case coming to an end. We have Jeremy Hogan here saying almost nothing would have surprised me more than this. And yes, this is a very good thing. The only remaining areas of delay are the appeal, the Hinman emails, and in general, just scheduling. The SEC discovery phase is now complete, and that's a big step forward. So that's on top of James K. Fallon. It says the SEC has filed a letter stating that it does not seek to take additional discovery at this time, but both parties reserve the rights to take additional discovery limited to the disgorgement issue if necessary after liability is decided. So again, anything can happen. SEC discovery phase is over, but again, I do believe that we're waiting on the pretty much news for clarification on what's going to go on with the case. But again, here we do have Jeremy Hogan saying, let me see if I can find it. It's right here saying the SEC is 100% in the hurt locker now, and the only relief is to delay. So again, not sure where this is going, but I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, I do believe we're heading towards the settlement or just a Ripple win overall. But again, that's just my opinion. Now let's take a look at some articles that we have for today and that happened over the weekend. We do have Bitcoin, $1.2 billion worth of Bitcoin leaves Coinbase in a sign of persistent institutional adoption. So again, $1.2 billion of Bitcoin has a lot of money heading into cold storage or wallets. But again, it says Coinbase outflows represent continued institutional adoption of Bitcoin as a macro asset. So on here we have that's evident from the recent large outflow of coins from the US-based crypto exchange Coinbase. A total of 31,130 Bitcoin left Coinbase last week, the highest single week outflow since 2017. The large outflows like this one are actually part of a consistent trend in the Coinbase balance, which has been stair-stepping downwards over the last 2 years. Glassnode said in a weekly newsletter, as the largest exchange by Bitcoin balance and a preferred venue for US-based institutions, this further supports the adoption of Bitcoin as a macro asset by large institutions. So everybody's been accumulating. Like I said, like I've been stating on my past videos, accumulate. But again, don't take that as financial advice because that's just me. That's my personal opinion. But again, I would suggest to keep on accumulating. So the past week's outflow has pushed the number of coins held on the Nasdaq listed exchange to a 4-year low of 649,500 Bitcoin. The balance held across all centralized exchanges has dropped to 2.5 million Bitcoin, the lowest number since November 2018. So the declining exchange balance means fewer coins are available for liquidations on the exchange. In other words, the sell side liquidity is drying up, suggested scope for a sharp move on the higher side. So again, not financial advice, but Bitcoin is been sitting at about 40,000. I do expect it to make a big move upwards or either fall down back to about 35, 37, which is the most likely case. But again, this is crypto and anything can happen. So we get back to the article here. It says the declining exchange means fewer coins available for liquidations. That's pretty much saying that everybody's taking their coins out of the exchanges and putting it into their cold wallet, cold storage. So if they look at the supply shock ratio, there's a significant uptick this week, suggesting that these withdrawn coins have been moved into a wallet with little to no history of spending. So again, everybody's moving into the cold wallets. That means they're gonna be holding for a pretty long time, pretty good time. But again, I'm pretty sure most of these are institutional investors like Grayscale or other big BlackRock. Everybody getting into Bitcoin and trying to hold for the long run. So again, that's pretty bullish news. But again, we did have that blood diamond print over the last day, so we could be headed for some downside. But again, we should see some upside towards the coming weeks, maybe months. But for the near part, I do expect it to kind of go back down and retest 35, 37, and then we should be headed back up. So again, crypto Twitter reacts as Russian government reviews finalized crypto bill. Russia's finance ministry shared the amended and finalized crypto bill with the government, which recommends using crypto as legal tender. So the Ministry of Finance for Russia finalized a bill named on digital currency and has sent it to the Russian government for approval to be passed as law. So pretty much the draft is stating that cryptos and Bitcoin will be legal tenders, which provides regulatory clarity related to the circulation, issuance, trading, mining, and other activities within the crypto market. While unconfirmed reports of Russia legalizing crypto surfaced early April 16th, the thriving crypto community on Twitter welcomed the announcement with open arms. So again, everybody likes the institutional or making it legal tender because that drives up the price of crypto, especially for Bitcoin since there's a scarce amount only. It's only on 21 million Bitcoin. But again, once institutional investors get into crypto or Bitcoin or anything, any coin, price is pretty much going to go up. But I mean, unless they hold it down. But why would they hold it down if they're accumulating for themselves? So the Russian government and central bank have just reached an agreement on crypto, according to Russia's Kommersant. Both organizations will treat Bitcoin and crypto assets as currency. This is from Anthony Pompliano. Go ahead and give him a follow. Binance CEO was the first one to acknowledge the move. So he pretty much stated yesterday, Russia will legalize crypto for payments. Surprise, surprise. pretty much no surprise for anybody because everybody knew this was coming. This is pretty much being pushed into the narrative and agenda pretty much for the whole world. So, like I said, keep on accumulating. Bitcoin is only a certain amount of Bitcoin, XRP, only a certain amount of XRP. But again, that's just my opinion. So on to the next article. We have Bitcoin being legal tender in Mexico will be an uphill battle. So pretty much the billionaire Ricardo Salinas has been pushing Bitcoin forward, even in his own companies. So he said Bitcoin is inevitable, but the future depends on how fast and cheap transactions can get. So especially with the Lightning Network on strike, we should have it a little bit cheaper, a little bit less gas fees. Well, the fees for transferring a Bitcoin would it be pretty much pennies compared to dollars or thousands of dollars, whatever they are now. So during the Bitcoin 2022 conference in Miami, they caught up with Ricardo Salinas, the founder and chairman. So he pretty much been in Bitcoin since the early days, $200 per Bitcoin days. So he pretty much experienced firsthand the highs and lows of the market and learned a thing or two along the way. So he's pretty much stating that he does have 60% of his portfolio in Bitcoin and 40% of oil and gas investments. So that pretty much comes on the same day of April 7th. He pretty much, they have a Mexican senator, Indira Kempis, announced that she proposed legislation to make Bitcoin legal tender in Mexico. Mexico would follow El Salvador, Roatan, Honduras, Madeira, and Portugal if it does go through with the legislation. When asked what he thought about this, Salinas said it's going to be an uphill battle to make this happen because his country unfortunately has a mindset that it is too attached to its control over fiat, or what he calls fiat fraud. So again, everybody, you pretty much know Bitcoin is gonna be kind of like what you hold to hedge inflation, especially nowadays that inflation is just pretty bad and it's pretty bad anywhere. So like they like we've been stating, fiat is just it's paper, it's just being printed and printed, and eventually it's just gonna collapse. So the founder of Mexican bank Banco Azteca, Salinas, admitted he's part of a problematic system and revealed that he'd love for his bank to have access to Bitcoin payments, deposits, and lending. But for the meantime, however, as the owner of the Electra Group supermarket chain, he is currently working on enabling the retailers to accept Bitcoin payments for all items. So again, that'll be very bullish for Bitcoin and the community because people that live in Mexico or wherever Electra is can actually pay in Bitcoin if they like. So that should pump up the price a little bit. But that is all that we have for the daily market update today. Thanks to each and every one of you. Remember, if you like the content, hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you share the video. Thanks, and until next time.